little light of mine, it's like my peace of mind. Even when I'm in the dark, still gotta let me shine, let me fly. My mind's got wings on it, got a blue, got a brown, got a pink on it. My neck girl's got a sick wallet. I splash cash and I drink solid. Woo! I don't wanna act bad, don't wanna see a pat flash. I just wanna black out without.
Right, so that's it. Set up just to run. That's just what I do with all my cars. I don't mess about. I want to get them out. I want to just have a quick blast. Obviously, that's not the way it's going to be in the end. I really did think this was a slow car. I was a little bit concerned about how quick I could actually make it, to be honest with you. But I had seen them go pretty quick. It's a 3S battery, but it's only 30C, whereas this one's nearly 70, which is a big difference. So I figured perhaps it's just the LiPo, but it was actually this endpoint. I guess this is a throttle endpoint, which was turned right down. So kind of what you do for if you give it to one of your kids, you just turn it down and it can't go as quick. But I obviously I want mine set. I have them at max. So yeah, once that was turned up, it went really well. I don't really get what's going on with the steering. It doesn't seem to have much of a lock on it. And the servo saver seems to have quite a bit of give in it. But that's the turning circle. Just doesn't seem a lot. And you can see how much give there is in that servo saver. There's quite a lot. So yeah, the servo is not super fast. I'm used to a really quick one. I can cope with all this and upgrade it as I go along. And I did plan on doing that at some point anyway. So, but for now, it's definitely quick enough to go out and have some fun with, definitely, which is a good thing. Obviously, pissed off I broke the battery tray as soon as I got out. Not the battery tray, but the battery clip that goes on top. That's a terrible design, and it was just badly put on there. And wow, can't believe how mucky it's got just going out for one tiny little blast in the street. Only doesn't move for 5 minutes. But yeah, this is now the stage where this all starts to get interesting, because this is where I'm going to start actually doing something with it and playing with it. I don't know, that steering knob looks a bit sharper than what I was getting, and I can't set the endpoints on this controller as far as I can tell. I don't think. It's got throttle endpoints, but it hasn't got steering endpoints, so not a lot I can do about that at the moment. So we're stuck with a funny turning circle. Well, I mean, it might be the turning circle it's got, but it seems like it's kind of going to there, not all the way. But yeah, so we'll look into that. But as soon as I turn that throttle up, wow, it literally doubled in speed. It just flew off. And that was right towards the end of the run, and I was only running it out in the street. I hate running in the street, everyone knows that, but I literally just wanted to run it up and down just to see what it felt like. I wasn't giving it beans by any means whatsoever. So yeah, obviously I should be getting it out on a proper bash. Before I do that, I do want to figure out what's going on, make sure I've not done anything wrong with body posts and stuff, because it just, and it seems, and obviously it's got to sit where it's got to sit, and it sits perfectly on them. It just seems a bit close at the front, and I think the front needs to come up. So I'm not making these videos in any particular order. This is just the day I got the RC and sort of time to fiddle with it and play with it really. As time goes on, I'll be making them every day as I do stuff. I was just about to say how easy these body clips are, body posts. They are easy, these are easier than the HPI ones. So what I'm doing really is, because I've not long had the HPI, is directly comparing everything. And out of the box, the HPI didn't disappoint me in any way whatsoever until I started working on it, and then kind of found out what was wrong with it and stuff. So that's lifted up a lot more. I do wonder whether it could actually, may well have not got full lock while I was out there. That's lifted up a lot more. And it's a rally car, so this thing's got to look like it's on stilts. Yeah, you know, when you've been into cars for a long time, you kind of think, oh, they look cool. That looks cool like that, sort of pushed down. But that's not what these are designed for. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. It does bother me on the touring cars. You want those to look low. But I want to be able to hit the grass with this. So maximum clearance is a big thing for me on this. I want to be able to run it all across the grass. So looking at that now, I can still go up a lot more on the front to give me more clearance as the grass gets longer. And that's all I'm interested in really. I want to be able to run it on the grass, come off the grass, go onto a different surface, come back on, go on the concrete. There's a fair bit of body roll there. It kind of looks very natural though. And again, used to touring cars, they haven't got any suspension, there's just no giving them. But it looks very natural. So I'm going to not worry too much about that. I might prefer it a bit stiffer, to be honest with you. We'll see how it goes. It does feel very well damped. It seems to have more travel at the front than it does at the back though. I'm not too sure why that is, so where are the shocks on there? Yeah, I mean, the shocks can go in and that'll should drag it down a bit. It seems a bit saggy, it's just a bit saggy as well. Just a little bit. It sags. Just a bit. I think if I move those in, then that'll lift it back up a little bit. Not too much, but yeah. The actual damping feels good. Feels really nice, and the car feels nice. It's a nice weight. So yeah, I could have done without the first impressions being so bad with the battery tray. That's really a job I've got to look into. I haven't got to do it yet. I've got plenty of these batteries in this size. I just won't get as long a runtime out of these as I would out of one of these 6,000 milliamps. They're half the capacity. Possibly not as much speed either because I've not got as much burst rate on them. But no, for a little test out, I enjoyed that. It's fun. I really like the way it feels. It feels really nice. It's just got a nice feel to it. Disappointed that they've used Phillips screws. I just assumed this would be hexes. I'm used to Phillips screws from the Tamiya's, but I've been using hexes on the Armour and hexes on HPI as well. It's only a 110, it's got hexes all over it. They're much better, much better. I'm not really planning on taking this to bits too much, if I'm honest. Just want something to have fun with. The battery tray, it's got, I didn't want to make it clear, but it's got these fins poking up, which are obviously to keep a battery this length in place. That wouldn't be difficult to achieve with some straps, but what that's doing is it's stopping the big battery getting in there. So yeah, I just need to adapt it, and I think that I could actually put the battery tray, put an Armour battery tray on it. They're really good. They've got height adjustable, this, that, and everything else. But that's all for the future. That's all the stuff I'm going to do. That's what I've got it for, so I can mess about with it. But yeah, I like it, and the body is to absolutely die for. It's just, it's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. It's beautiful in every way. Absolutely lovely. Controller, it works. But yeah, I didn't buy any of it for that stuff. So I think I might have a Fly Sky hanging around. If I have got a Fly Sky hanging around, I'll put it on the Fly Sky. If not, it doesn't matter, they're only a couple of quid. I'll put one in at some point. I'm not in any rush to do that on this one. I can quite happily run with the controller it comes with, as long as it's got all the adjustments I need on it and it works. Like I said before, I rushed going straight to the Sky, the Fly Sky on the HPI, and the controller was really good. I didn't need to, so I would have happily used that. As it stands, thinking about it, I've got the HPI receiver, and I could use a HPI controller. Plenty of options, Sue, plenty of options. Nothing I'm concerned about. So yeah, that's me happy, man. And the next X amount of videos are going to be this, plus all the other bits going on with the 110. But yeah, I mean, I really do, really like the way this is set up for damping. I'm trying to figure out what's hit it, because I want it to be able to not hit anything. And I think it's the chassis. You know you've got it about right when the chassis hits. So if that's the chassis, that's as low as it's going to go. And I'm not anywhere near touching the body. I think it looks level now, because it didn't look level when it was out. Yeah, so I'll stop going on, and as we go on I shall keep making videos and keep everyone updated. Cheers guys.